Hi everyone, my name is Vincent Go and welcome to this new Substance Designer 5 video. This is the second part of a tutorial I made about how to make ocean or sea inside Substance Designer. So as I just said, this is the second part, so in case you haven't made the first part, I invite you to click on the link that will appear on the link right now. So in the first section of this tutorial, we have made a substance that allows us to make this ocean like that with a color gradient that is influenced by the height, the depth of the sea. We exposed also these parameters, such as here, to control the water level, like that. Whoa, here there is a bit too much, like that, and also to down. So we are going to put a bit more like that. This is something that we'll have to cap. We'll do it in the final tweaks. And the whole light is the ocean with this parameter like that. And another one which is the transition between dark and light color. So if I put it on the right, you see that the transition is extremely sharp, and the more you go on the left, the more smooth it will be, the smoother it will be. So right now in this one, what we are going to do is to make something, to tweak a bit the result, because there is some problem. First, sorry. First, the value are not capped here, which means that we can have weird result, like as we saw, something like that we definitely don't want. Or even here, I think if I don't cap, I will have like extreme value in this direction. So that's something that we will tweak. But a more important problem, sorry, the winter is never over, even in Barcelona. So the most important problem that we're going to fix is we see that the normals of the water are not the good ones. They are the ones from the sea. So that's something that we are going to fix. Before to start, I want to tell you something about game constraints. This kind of terrain won't work in all the conditions, because generally you don't want a gigantic texture to hold everything. But for example, in the case for top to bottom view like that, could be interesting for some games. And and second, I'm going to show in the next video how to split all the different information into a splat map, so we can use it, for example, in Unity or in Unreal Engine. So first thing first, we are going to make a special normals for the ocean. It shouldn't be too long, so in case I will make 2 tutorials today, we'll see. So let's start. So first of all, we have to separate the normal map, because here what we have is the normal maps is generated by the mountain maker that we did in a previous series of tutorials, and we output a normal map which works perfectly for the mountain, of course, but we don't want it for the ocean. So first we're going to separate the two of them. It's quite easy because we already made a mask here which controls the level of the water, so that's what we're going to use to separate that. So let's create a blend matte node here, and let's put this mask as a mask, which is quite obvious. Let's place, so we say the white part are the mountain, so let's place the mountain here, this way. Okay, and here so far we put nothing, but what we're going to do is to do a normal map from it, just to check. And let's plug that. So now already we separate, as we can see here, we separate both of them. So once we have done that, of course we don't necessarily want a flat water like that. So we are going to create the normal map for the water. There may be different stuff, and once again, I do it to look good inside Substance. That's not necessarily the way you want to do in an engine, but still you can. There is lots of stuff which are really relevant. So how to do that? There is different ways, but I will try something that worked quite fine. Is first to take a crease noise. Okay, this one. And I will add a transformation to the node on it, and I will actually directly here in the viewport. Oops. Yeah, I will put it this way. I don't know why it's offsetted like that. It's a bug that I will have to fix. Whatever. So here what you want to do is to tile it a lot. So really a lot. Like that and even more, I think. Should be fine for now, we'll tweak later. As I have this problem, I will reset the layout so you will see in a better way. Okay, so we are here. So once I've done that, I will need a warp node. So in case you don't know, the warp node is just moving your input according to a gradient. So the lighter is the gradient mask, the stronger will be the the offset. Sorry. And for that I will take a Perlin noise to make the offset. I'll take the zoom so you have some control on it, like that. Let's see that. That's not exactly what we want, but let's see. What we're going to do is to change a bit the distance. Okay, let's see what it gives. So right now we have the normal map here, as we say, and here we're going to replace the flat ocean by what we want. So here what we can do is to use a node in the normal maps node, which is the 8 normal blender. So you know what, I won't use that because you cannot put a mask on it. So what we're going to do is something different. Here actually I generated a mask, but we're going to use it another way to organize a bit. So let's say we have, I'm going to remove this and this, and I replace the normal here. Okay, no, I made a mistake. Sorry, I'm just playing a bit. So what we're going to use, sorry, there is one of them, yeah, this one, which can accept a mask. So, okay, I don't want to delete that. So, what we're going to do is to use a normal blend. We are going to use this mask this time, and we are going first to plug the normal map of the terrain here. I remove this, I'm going to do it, and we are going to generate a new normal map here, like that we plug here, and here we go. So basically now you see that you have, we are going to tweak it, don't worry, but you see that in the water you have one kind of normal map, and in the sea, in the mountain, on the mountain, sorry, you have the previous one. So that's exactly what we want. So we're going now to tweak this a bit. First I do a clean to remove what is useless. So once again it's controlled by the mask here. And here we're going to play a bit. So first I think I need to make it even smaller, like that. the warp, we're going to do let's say 40 just to see how it goes. Yeah, let's give something a bit better, maybe a bit too strong. Okay, so it's not that bad. From close it's a bit weird, but from far it works well. And I'm going to change the warp to 2. I think it's good. So we have a C that could work really fine. Once again, I don't want to spend one hour on it. It's just to show you how to separate this. I'm going also to tweak a bit the material. Up, edit like that. The reflect to put a bit. Change the intensity a bit, just so we see. So another thing we have to do is to see the, I don't know if we see it properly, but on the mountain right now there is a lot of reflection, and of course you don't want that. So once again, same job, we're going to use that as a mask. And so far, sorry, you see that the specular, we have a specular glossiness material. So what we're going to do is just separate that. Where we want to affect the glossiness actually. So what we're going to do is to create a blender. We're going to plug the mask inside like that, and we want the specular, the glossiness to be strong on the C, and we're going to create a uniform color, another uniform color. Okay, and here it's a bit too dark. You see that it has changed, but still I think I want to change a bit the specular. You know what? I'm more used to. Well, no, I'm going to say generally I work in metal roughness, but we just have to invert a bit. I'm going to change that. So first like that from G, and so here I have black and white. Let's see how it goes. Here it's a bit too black for. So actually no, it works well for that. So here we go. We have some stuff to fix. The good thing is, as you see, what I don't like at all that. Let's see if I remove the reflection completely. It's the reflection which is extremely strong. Okay. And here I'm going to diminish the intensity of this map. Give you something a bit. If I do that, yeah, okay, perfect, it works. Okay, like this, and now I think this is. I will tile it in the other way. Okay, so you see, it gives you something. I'm going to blur it a bit because I don't like the lines. Blur. Of course, you have to diminish the intensity of the blur to get something. Okay, so something like that. From far, it works. It's quite efficient. So here we go. We have like an easy ocean once again. Right now, what we are going to do is just to tweak this value because we don't want them to be that strong in some case. So if I go, I check the water level. So if I go to the minimum, we have a problem. So we are going to change a bit and to see where is the acceptable. The acceptable is starting. Actually, if I do this, I'm going to open it a bit because we have different values. So okay, so here for example, you see if I put this value to 0, right now let's test the ocean. I would say yes, 0 is not acceptable, but 0.1 is, so let's say 0.1. 0.1 for the minimum, and the maximum, let's try, let's put, actually I think, let's see, I think I won't touch because it gives, you may want that, so let's say I don't cap the maximum, and let's put 0.5 by default, even 0.2. Okay, now let's do the same with the light. So water level, we're happy. Light ocean right now, so what is the minimum? Okay, if I put like that, for sure we don't want that. So let's see. So this is something that definitely we want. I put it 0.3, but even here it's a bit too strong, so let's put 0.2, which is not acceptable, but maybe in some case, once again, we want to play with that. And finally, and we're going to put at 0.1 for the maximum. And this one now, dark to light transition. So if I put here, it's really good, but if I put to the maximum, you don't want that, of course. So let's see. Okay, maybe we could do that, for example, if someone wants to have that, so 0.85. Okay, so this is something that could work, but this is I said the maximum. Okay, so 0.85 is here that I have to put the value, and here I would put 0, I think, because it gives way smoother and more natural transitions. So I think we're good with that. So we can control the water level, and this has to be, yeah, actually, you know, this one I will put it to 0, also the light ocean. Yes. Let's go back. So right now, if I put 0.1, it works. If I put a big value, it works as well. The light ocean, we know what it does, and the light and the transition works as well. So we have something that works really well. Once again, I want to insist on something, is that this is meant to be seen from the top, because, and as you see from the top, it works really well. I'm going to change the level for just to show you something like that. For example, a bit more. Okay, good. But for example, if you play an adventure game from the terrain, you will have some problem, because as you see, the relief is still here, so that's not what you want. Generally, what you will want is to separate, to make a second mesh for the ocean. You will use some tileable texture, and that's what we will see in the on the next tutorial. Not to use a second plane for the ocean, but more how to separate all these parts in different sections, and how to apply materials inside Unity. I don't know Unreal really well, so I'm going to show in Unity. And so I'm going to show you how to create a splat map and things like that. But in that case, as you see, it's still really useful. You can play a bit. Your artist can use a map that it does in Photoshop, or whatever inputs, grayscale inputs here. If I do that, for example, as we said, I'm going to do like that. We'll have to show this bug, because you see, we have the same problem. Yeah. But if I do that, as you see, it creates mountain accordingly. So that's it for this tutorial. It was quite short this time. I hope you learned some stuff. It was quite easy, so I guess we have seen some advanced stuff before, and this one are more for tweaking. And but anyway, I hope that you have learned something new and that it will be useful in your workflow. And next time, as I say, I'm going to try to get into video game constraints by explaining how we can make a splat map according to the information we have in the graph and how we can use them inside Unity. So I hope you like this video. If it's the case, don't hesitate to reshare it, and if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. Thank you and have a great day.